Introduction to python-docx. Python-docx is a Python library for creating and editing Microsoft Word .docx documents. It is used to automate document creation, fill templates, or extract data from Word files. Real-world uses include automated report generation, mail merges, and filling forms. With python-docx, you can make Word documents from scratch, edit existing ones, or extract text and tables easily. Running the cell now. To install python-docx on Windows, run this command in your terminal or command prompt. Type pip install python-docx and press enter. Now we import document from docx, which is the main object for Word files. Running the cell now. Core concepts in python-docx. Document object represents an entire Word document. Paragraphs and runs. Paragraph contains text. Runs are spans with the same style. Sections control page setup. Tables add structured data. Styles control formatting for paragraphs and runs. Running the cell now. Let us start with some basic examples. First, let us create a new document object. We assign the document object to doc. Created a new empty document. Running the cell now. This output confirms that a new document object has been successfully created, which is the foundational step in using python-docx. Notice it's an empty document, no paragraphs, runs, or sections yet, highlighting that the document object starts as a blank slate ready for content. This establishes the base for adding text, styles, and structure in later steps. Now let us add a heading to the document. We use add_heading to add the title My First Document. Added a heading. Running the cell now. This output confirms that the heading The My First Document was successfully added to the Word document at level 1, indicating a top-level heading. In this lesson section, notice how the add_heading method of the document object quickly inserts structured text, preparing your document's outline before adding paragraphs or other content. Now let us add a paragraph to our document. We use add_paragraph and store the result in para. Added a paragraph. Running the cell now. This output confirms that the paragraph was successfully added to the document using python-docx. It connects to the lesson by demonstrating how the document object is used to create and manipulate text, specifically adding a new paragraph element. Notice there's no direct text output here, only a confirmation message indicating the action was completed. Now we will save the document to a file. We use doc.save and give the file name example_basic.docx. Save the document as example_basic.docx. Running the cell now. The output confirms that the document object has been successfully saved as example_basic.docx. This step finalizes the changes made in the code, such as adding paragraphs, runs, or tables, preserving the structure and content you built in the lesson on core python-docx concepts. Noticing this message ensures your edits are stored and accessible outside the script. Let us open the file we just created to see the heading and paragraph in Microsoft Word. Now let us add multiple paragraphs in a loop. We use a for loop to add paragraphs numbered from 1 to 3. Each time through the loop, a new paragraph is added. Added 3 more paragraphs. Running the cell now. The output confirms that 3 new paragraphs were successfully added to the document, aligning with the code's intent to demonstrate adding multiple paragraphs programmatically. This reinforces how the document object can be dynamically updated with multiple paragraph objects to build content step by step. Let us save the updated document with more paragraphs. Save under a new name, example_basic2.docx. Saved updated document as example_basic2.docx. Running the cell now. This output confirms that the document object has been successfully saved with the updated content, reinforcing the concept that changes made to paragraphs, runs, or other elements are preserved when the document is saved. It highlights the importance of the save method to finalize and write modifications to a file, a key step in working with python-docx. Now opening the updated document to check the extra paragraphs. Let us move to intermediate examples. We will add a bold run of text to a paragraph. First, create a new paragraph. Add a run of text to that paragraph. Set the run to bold by changing its bold property. Added a bold run to the document. Running the cell now. This output confirms that the code successfully added a bold run to a new paragraph in the document. Notice that adding a run lets us apply specific text styling, like bold, within a paragraph, which demonstrates how python-docx handles fine-grained text formatting inside a document object. Let us add an italic run to the same paragraph. Add a run with italic text. Set italic to true. Added italic text to the same paragraph. Running the cell now. This output confirms that an italicized run was successfully added to the existing paragraph. Notice how the code demonstrates modifying paragraph content by appending style text within the same paragraph, highlighting how runs manage different text styles seamlessly. This is key to understanding how python-docx handles text formatting at a granular level. Now we will add a bulleted list. Add item 1 as a bullet point. Add item 2 as a bullet point. Add item 3 as a bullet point. Added a bulleted list. Running the cell now. This output confirms that the code successfully added a bulleted list to the Word document using the list bullets style for each paragraph. Notice how each call to add underscore paragraph with this style creates a new bullet point, illustrating how paragraphs and styles work together in python-docx to build formatted content. This reinforces the lesson's focus on manipulating paragraph styles to control document structure. Let us add a numbered list to the document. Add first as a numbered item. Add second as a numbered item. Add third as a numbered item. Added a numbered list. Running the cell now. This output confirms that the code successfully added a numbered list to the Word document using the list number style. Notice how each paragraph represents a list item, illustrating how the paragraph object can be styled to create structured, sequential content. This connects to the lesson's focus on manipulating paragraphs and styles within the document object. Let us save the document after adding formatting and lists. Save to a new file called example_formatting.docx. Save document with formatted text and lists. Running the cell now. This output confirms that the document has been successfully saved after applying text formatting and adding lists. Notice how the print statement signals the completion of these formatting steps, linking directly to the intent of persisting the changes made to the Word document object using python-docx. This ensures your styled content and structured lists are preserved for later use or sharing. Now opening the document so we can check out the styled text and lists. Now we will work with tables which are very common in reports. We add a table with 2 rows and 2 columns. Set the first cell in the first row to name. Set the second cell in the first row to age. Set the first cell in the second row to Alice. Set the second cell in the second row to 28. Added a 2 by 2 table. Running the cell now. The output confirms that a 2 row by 2 column table was successfully added to the document. Notice how the code explicitly fills each cell with header labels and data, illustrating how tables organize structured information in python-docx. This highlights the ability to programmatically build and populate Word tables, a key step in managing more complex document layouts. Let us save the document to review the table. Save as example_table.docx. Save document with a table as example_table.docx. Running the cell now. The output confirms that the document containing the newly added table has been successfully saved as example_table.docx. This aligns with the lesson's core concept of manipulating the document object to include structured data in tables and then preserving those changes in a Word file for future use. Opening the document to view the table we have just created. Now let us learn how to open and read an existing Word document. Create a document object from a file name. Loop through all paragraphs in doc2. Print each paragraph's text. Running the cell now. This output lists all the paragraphs extracted from the Word document, showing different types of text like headings, normal paragraphs, styled runs, bold, italic, and list items. It highlights how the document object allows access to every paragraph's full text, demonstrating the core concept of reading and iterating over paragraphs in python-docx. Notice how each paragraph maintains its order and content, which is crucial for processing document text. Now for some advanced features. Let us change the page orientation. Import wd_orient from docx.enum.section. Get the last section of the document. Set the orientation to landscape. Swap the page width and height values. Changed orientation to landscape. Running the cell now. This output confirms that the code successfully changed the page orientation of the last section to landscape mode. Notice how swapping the page_width and page_height properties adjusts the layout accordingly, demonstrating direct control over page setup within the document. This highlights how sections can be manipulated to customize formatting beyond simple text edits. Let us save the document so we can check the orientation. Save it as example_landscape.docx. Save document with landscape orientation. Running the cell now. The output confirms that the document has been successfully saved after changing the page orientation to landscape. This step is crucial as it shows how the document object can be manipulated, in this case, via sections, and then saved to preserve changes. Notice this bridges the concept of modifying page setup and finalizing edits by saving to a file. Opening the file so you can see the landscape page layout. Let us go further and add an image to the document. We use add_picture and we specify the image path. Added an image to the document. Running the cell now. This output confirms that the image file matanalytics.png was successfully added to the Word document using the add_picture method. Notice how this extends the document object's capabilities beyond text to include visual content, enriching the document's presentation. This step highlights how python-docx handles multimedia integration within a document structure. Let us save the document with the new image. Save as example_image.docx. Save document with the image as example_image.docx. Running the cell now. This output confirms the document, which includes an image, has been successfully saved as example_image.docx. In this lesson on python-docx, it highlights the final step after manipulating document elements like paragraphs, runs, and images, ensuring your changes are written to a file you can open and verify. Let us open the document to view the inserted image. Now let us set a custom font size and font color. Import PT and RGB color from docx.shared. Add a new paragraph. Add a run with some text. Set the font size to 18 points. Set the font color to a custom purple. Added run with custom size and color. Running the cell now. This output confirms that a new run was successfully added to the paragraph with a custom font size of 18 points and a purple color, RGB 66, 36, 233. Notice how the code directly modifies run level formatting, illustrating how python-docx allows fine-grained control over text appearance within a paragraph. This aligns with the lesson's focus on manipulating runs to customize the look of document content. Let us save the document with custom font styling. Save as example_style.docx. Save document with custom styles as example_style.docx. Running the cell now. This output confirms that the document, including any custom styles applied to paragraphs or runs, has been successfully saved as example_style.docx. It signals the end of the workflow where the document object, possibly modified with styled text or sections, is written to a file, ensuring your changes persist. This step is crucial to finalize edits and review the styled content in Word. Let us view the document so you can see the custom font styling. Now we will see how to handle errors if the file is missing. Start a try block to catch errors. Try to open missing.docx, a file that does not exist. Catch any exception as E. Print the error message. Running the cell now. This output shows the error message when attempting to open a Word document that doesn't exist, demonstrating Python's error handling with try and except. It highlights the importance of managing file-related exceptions when working with the document object, ensuring your code gracefully handles missing or inaccessible files. Another common error is adding a picture that does not exist. Use a try block. Try to add a picture with a missing file. Catch any exception as E. Print a clear error message. Running the cell now. This output shows how the code catches and reports an error when adding a picture that does not exist, illustrating robust error handling in document generation. Notice the clear message indicating the missing file, which helps maintain smooth execution without crashing. This aligns with the lesson's focus on managing elements like images safely within the document object. Best practices and common patterns. Always save your document after making changes. Use try-except blocks for error handling. Check if files exist before opening them. Use meaningful file names to keep your work organized. Explore the python-docx documentation for more advanced features. Running the cell now. Now let us do a tiny project to build a contact list document. Make a list of contacts as tuples with names and emails. Create a new document. Add a heading called Contact List. Add a table with 1 row and 2 columns. Get the first row cells for table headers. Set the name column title. Set the email column title. For each contact, loop through the list. Add a new row for each contact. Add the name in the first cell. Add the email in the second cell. Save the document as contacts_project.docx. Mini-project document created. Running the cell now. The output confirms that the contact list document was successfully saved, reflecting the practice of always saving your work after changes. Notice how the code uses meaningful file names like contacts_project.docx to keep the project organized and ready for further editing or sharing. This output reassures you that the try-except block or file existence check could be added next for robust error handling. Let us view the contact list mini-project you have built automatically. Next steps and extra resources. Try making your own templates. Review the python-docx official documentation for extra features. Practice by automating your daily reporting tasks. Running the cell now. Like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more Python tutorials. Running the cell now.